Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and this is race number 7 in season number 6 of the NOFSRL Turkey Hill Truck Series. We are here at the Watkins Glen International for the first time ever in the Truck Series. We head around the bends and turns of central New York. This, the Like Effect Ice Cream 175. We're going to have ourselves 13 laps of action here today for the first road course race in over 2 years for the Turkey Hill Truck Series alongside New York native Marty Zakela. There aren't going to be any pit stops in this race, so all the passing has to be done on the racetrack. So if you're one of those guys who are deep in the field to start this one out, how do you get up front and win this race here today with only 13 laps?
All I'm going to say here, Napa, it's going to be very tough to do so. You gotta have perfect. If you want to win this race and start deep in the back, you've got to be perfect on your braking points into the turns. You got to be perfect on the gas when you exit the turns as well. You gotta be. If you're right behind someone and you go up a straightaway, whether it's the back straightaway, the front straightaway, or through the S's, you have to use the draft as much as you can.
And of course, you have to watch out for turn number 11 as well. You cannot overshoot that corner and expect to win this race. If you saw the Krispy Kreme Series race yesterday, you know that that corner is full of trouble. Pretty much every driver yesterday hit that outside wall of turn number 11. Hopefully that does not happen here today. But you just never know with this race being 3 laps longer, with us having 14 more drivers in the event. The inevitable is bound to happen, and that is a huge wreck off of the final corner. We're going to get these guys to roll off for you. Seth Cole in number 52. He has been on a roll lately here in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. Won last week at Charlotte. He's going to be starting on the pole position alongside him. The number 24 machine of Sebastian Kukulon. A great run for Kukulon in qualifying, but just got edged out by Seth Cole at the end of the session. Agar Barreto alongside Cole Sampson, a couple of guys who need a good run. They're going to be starting alongside each other in row number 2. Fisher G, our points leader. We'll get to the points here in a moment. He's alongside Skylar Perry. Matthew Brown going to be starting alongside Owen Miles in row number 4. And Mr. Edge himself, Nicholas Samadio, to the inside of Eli Bright in row number 5. This is how they're going to line up in the points standings coming into today's event. Fisher G, the points leader, 177 points towards the championship for him. McAngelo and the Wangler, who starts deep in the field for today's event, is 2 points behind. Dan Park, winner 2 weeks ago at Rockingham, is 16 points behind. Nicholas Samadio, 34 points behind. And Madison Tall, 36 points behind, coming into the 7th race of the season. Of course, we use the full version of the Watkins Glen International, but we do not use the chicane. We go full force into the carousel, which I guess could be a little controversial if you think about it, but definitely creates some great passing opportunities. That's the first good place to make a pass here at Watkins Glen, and then every single corner after that on the race course, you're going to see guys going after it for every position. So we have Seth Cole starting on the pole position. He won last week. Marty, who do you think is going to get the win? Will it be Seth Cole going 2 weeks in a row?
I think so. You know, as much as I love to pick my guy, Zachary Fitzwater, who's in the... I think this is going to come from a driver in the front row. Most likely it will go to the 52. The crowd here, I talked to a lot of fans before today's race. A lot of Seth Cole shirts out there. Let's see what he can do at his home track.
He's got Sebastian Kukulon alongside him. A lot of strong drivers in the top 10. We'll have to see who pulls it off in these 13 laps. No pit stops, but a treacherous final corner awaiting them. Here we go. Pace car is in. Let's go racing on the road course in the Finger Lakes of New York. Green flag in the air for the Lake Effect Ice Cream 175. And off the jump, Sebastian Kukulon on the outside lane, clearing Seth Cole, but Seth Cole right behind him, looking to get a draft down the backstretch and into the carousel. A very organized start for the field. Nobody wrecking on that first lap, or at least up to this point so far. Igor Barreto to the inside of Cole Sampson for the third position.
That's a good run entering the carousel. Keep in mind, don't forget, no inner loop whatsoever here, unlike my series. So in the first half of usually in the first half of this lap, this is where speed is going to matter. Then the second half, we start to get a little bit technical, have all these turns and stuff like that. In the second half of this lap, this is where your braking points will have to matter big time.
Kukulon looks very strong, and he feels like he should have won the pole, but he might have been an advantage for winning the outside pole and being second. And outside lane, as you saw right there on the start, gets the jump over the inside. And Seth Cole running in second after he led the field to the green flag for this event. Cole Sampson in third. Igor Barreto was unable to get around him. Skylar Perry trying to make a move on the 39. And here we come around to complete the first lap of the event. Watch out for turn number 11. No one is safe from mistake in the most treacherous corner on the racetrack. And it's the final corner of all corners as well. Seth Cole with a run to the inside of Kukulon. We'll have to see if he can get it. No, he will not get the run on the inside. Fisher G bouncing around with Skylar Perry. He got around the 45 right there. And Fisher G has to be careful. He has an opportunity at extending his points lead here today. And he cannot afford a wreck in this race if he wants to keep that points lead heading into Texas next week. For the race lead, Seth Cole trying to get to the inside of Kukulon. The outside works pretty well through turn number 2. Cole Sampson's here. He's got to run on Seth Cole.
Yeah, all this battling for the race lead is helping Sampson get a lot more momentum. He's got a nice draft here off of Kukulon here. And let's see if he can maybe try and take this lead here in the second half of this track.
Igor Barreto is going to try to get on Seth Cole. Seth Cole's going to try to get on Cole Sampson. Barreto's got the run to the inside of the 52. They got to be careful not to wreck. We saw a wreck right there when we were here back in August and one of this series. I can't remember which one it was. I think it was IndyCar. The IndyCar guys had a big moment there off of the carousel. But Seth Cole losing another position to Cole Sampson. Sampson made the move off of turn number 3 through the S's. We rarely see guys make moves through the S's, but these guys are doing it right now here in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. Igor Barreto up to third now. He has gotten around Seth Cole. Seth Cole not having the day he's hoped for, but it's still early on in this race, and all of these guys staying right on each other early on here at Watkins Glen. Do you think anyone's going to be able to get around Kukulon in these next couple of laps, or will Kukulon stay comfortably in the lead for a while?
It's going to be tough, you know. Barreto, he's got that clean air comfortable ahead of him. All these other guys, they have to deal with that dirty air with the trucks ahead of him. But keep in mind, turn 11 is the area we're going to need to look out here, but it looks like this guy in second, Sampson's got a run here on Kukulon.
He tried to get to the inside of him off of turn number 11, could not do it. I think we're going to see that turn come into play a little bit more when the tires wear out later on. Sampson trying to put the bumper to Kukulon, entering turn number 1. He's unable to get around him right now, and Kukulon doing all he can to hold on, but the high downforce on these trucks allows these guys to stay right on each other. A little bit different than when the Cup cars or the Indy cars even come here. I mean, there's pretty much no gap between anyone in the field right now, but everyone's still in this race, but I'm pretty sure that's not what you want to see at the end of the field there. But another guy who's also deep in the field is Michelangelo Nwangwu, who led in the points for a majority of the season up until last week at Charlotte when he lost it to Fisher G. Comes into this race only 2 points behind. He's currently running 33rd right now. And you can see the rest of the guys. There's Jesse Turner. Of course, this is a home track for him as well. Of course, it's the reason why this race is the Lake Effect Ice Cream 175, and he's deep in the field. John Art, last year's champion, deep in the field. Trey Bartow deep in the field as well. There's Emily Anderson, who almost won last week. She's just outside the top 10 right now. Just kind of midway through. But you see all the guys right through there, and where everyone is. Kukulon's still up front, but Cole Sampson doing all he can to win his first career Napa Fan race, and this is the kind of place you want to get your first career win at. It is a very technical road course, a difficult place to win, and Cole Sampson doing a good job hanging with last year's opening race winner here in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. Kukulon, a really good driver, hasn't been the best of years for him, been a bit of a sophomore slump, But he's holding on to the race lead for now, but he's wide off the corner, in the wall. Here comes Cole Sampson to the inside, and he's going to lead a lap and gain a bonus point towards the championship. And around Trey Smith into Emily Anderson off of turn number 11, and we got a pile up right at the start-finish line. Rutkowski involved in the 64, he's all torn up. And I don't know where Emily Anderson is, but back to the race lead. Kukulon looking to get back to the inside of Cole Sampson.
Back and forth in this battle for the lead, as always at Watkins Glen, whether it's your series, Tampa, or my series I have. Turn 11, it's usually Calamity Corner.
Barretto forcing himself down to the inside of Kukulon. Kukulon had a run on Sampson, but Barretto had a run on Kukulon. There goes the 39 for second on Sebastian Kukulon, and this could be Barretto's race to lose. I'm not mistaken. I believe Agar Barretto won here back in August in the IndyCar series. I don't know if you remember that or not, Marty, but Barretto has won here before. I just can't remember which year it was, and that was in an IndyCar, and those things are difficult to drive. He was unable to get around Kukulon there, as Kukulon had a good run entering the boot, but he's going to try again through turn number 7. Trying to get that run on the inside of Kukulon. He's going to have an advantage in turn 8. We'll have to see if he can get it.
He's got a good chance here. He's up to the quarter panel. He's got the inside. I think he can get the stick right here, Napa.
Not going to be able to do so. It's going to be in the outside through turn 9. Seth Cole might get a run on him right here. Number 52. A couple guys we've yet to mention. Skylar Perry, Owen Miles up here. How about Matt Tuck? This is also a home racetrack for him. He's in the top 10 right now. Eli Bright and Nicholas Amadeo just outside the top 10 with Matthew Brown and Seth Cole. Bit of damage right there. He got loose off of turn number 11, ran in the Agar Barretto just a little bit, and he's going to lose a lot of momentum right there. Emily Anderson was able to regain her ground and get back on the racetrack, but Seth Cole lost a lot of ground right there, fell all the way back to 9th. And it's been a tough race for last week's winner in Seth Cole, falling all the way to the 9th position after starting on the pole position. And you got Trey Smith still trying to get back around from that wreck that happened a lap earlier. But Cole Sampson continuing to lead with Kukulon right behind him. We're on lap 5 of 13, and remember, there are no pit stops in today's event. It's a strict race from the start to the finish. So the guys you're seeing right now, only unless something crazy happens, and we saw a lot of crazy things happen yesterday. As long as nothing crazy happens, the winner of this race is going to be inside the top 10. No doubt about it. Got a battle right here. Owen Miles trying to get a run on Fisher G. It's a tough place to make a pass on the outside lane. But Owen Miles is hanging pretty tough there on the outside of Fisher G, unable to make the move. Matt Tuck might try to get a position right here. Nicholas Amadio's inside the top 10, going for his 4th straight top 10 finish of the season. Been a great season for Nicholas Amadeo so far in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. Of course, he's come close to winning the Turkey Hill Truck Series championship before. Owen Miles to the inside of Fisher G. And we got a problem right here. Of course, we don't have any cautions either since we were on the road course. And Trey Smith kind of in the way right here. I hear something. And Eli Bright and Nicholas Amadeo got into it. So Amadeo had a great run going for him. He has fallen off. And he's going to lose a ton of ground after he went off with Eli Bright and another hit. Josh Williamson had nowhere to go as Amadeo came back up on the racetrack. Such a tough break for Amadeo and Eli Bright. And I'm wondering if that was triggered by Trey Smith not being able to get back around. We're going to have to see what happens with him, but he's still on the racetrack right there in the number 35. A tough day for him and a tough break for Nicholas Amadeo. Had such a good opportunity at gaining, or at least staying with Fisher G in the points. But now Fisher G still inside the top 10 with Amadeo outside the top 30.
Huge implications right there with Amadeo wrecking. Most likely, I think Trey Smith just got the tow truck requested. So right now, he's going to be stuck in pit road for a while before most likely he'll have to DNF the car.
A tough break for Trey Smith, but we saw what happened to him a couple laps ago right there with Emily Anderson. Then Eli Bright got him the Nicholas Amadeo entering turn number 10. and they win off. That's a very bad place to go off as well. They've spread out a little bit, but this is looking really good for Fisher G in the championship. 6th place right now, going for his 5th top 5 of the season if he can get around Owen Miles, and his 6th top 10 of the year in only 7 races. It's a lot like your teammate in IndyCar this year, and Justin Zaidel, who happened to win the championship. So with the way Fisher G's been running lately, do you think he's going to win the championship in December?
You know, we've got a lot of races left to go, though. Even though there's 2 months left, that may not seem a lot of time. May not seem like a lot of time, but it's going to really come down to patience here in these final few races. But for these drivers that are running up front towards the championship, this time is the time. It's the time of the season where you can't have any mulligans.
And we're about to enter November, and that is the championship deciding month. Of course, I know we don't crown a champion in November, but the races through that month are really what set up which drivers are going to be in contention. Igor Barreto was able to get around Kukulon. Kukulon overshot turn 11 just a little bit. That's the 2nd time he's done so in this race. Kukulon's having a really tough time through that corner. But you got to watch out for Barreto now. He's moved up another position. Do you think he's going to have a shot on Cole Sampson for the race lead?
Yeah, we'll have to see if he gets... we'll have to see. I think right now, Sampson's had the advantage, though, in the second part of the... in sectors 2 and 3. I think it's sector 1, though. That's where Sampson really has that big advantage, because I think looking at that gap, there may be about 10 truck lengths over the battle for second.
A good run for Barreto. He still has Kukulon right behind him. Skylar Perry, great run for him. I believe he got a good finish at Charlotte last week as well. And Owen Miles right there rounding out the top 5 with points leader Fisher G running 6th. Matt Tuck, Matthew Logan trying to rebound after what happened to him last week at Charlotte when he crashed on the first lap of the race after starting on the pole. And Seth Cole started on the pole for this race, but he's had a tough one so far. Still inside the top 10, a great run nonetheless, but not exactly where he wanted to be after starting in the first position. And Cole Sampson trying to break the draft with Igor Barreto. I'm wondering if that's hurting him a little bit. Barreto's able to get a much better run into turn number 10. And he closed in quite a bit on Cole Sampson there, and here through turn 11, Sampson's going to overshoot it just a little bit, and Barreto is now right there for the race lead. We'll have to see. He's got a lot more speed than Sampson right now. Sampson's going to block the move, but Barreto to the inside entering turn number 1.
He's got a chance here, but it's going to come down to the yeses where the outside's got the advantage.
Of course, through turn 1, the outside has the advantage, and that's where Cole Sampson got his advantage right there, but Barreto got a really good run through turn 2. So number 39 trying to close in on Cole Sampson for the race lead. Of course, neither of these drivers have really seen the lead at all this season, but now they're both in contention for their first wins of the season. Cole Sampson going for his first career Napa fan win. Igor Barreto going for, I believe, either his 3rd or 4th career Napa fan win here today. But Tyler Ferris, the owner of this team, Metal Militia Racing, and then Casey Nanico, the owner of Nanico Racing, leading the field in the number 91. Angel Oliveira's team, Jordan Lopez's team, and Trey Wright's team. The top 5 right now with their respective drivers. The top 5 have pulled away a little bit. Fisher G hanging back just a little bit there. Matt Tuck might find a way around him at some point. And it looks like Sam Adio and Eli Bright got back out there, but they are deep in the field. Rakowski, we saw him get knocked out in an accident, and Trey Smith and Josh Williamson, so we haven't missed anything. We missed a lot yesterday. It was a wild race, but it hasn't been as wild today, but it's been a good race for that number 91 of Cole Sampson. It's been a good race just entertainment-wise as well. It's not been crazy, but it's been good. They've really been battling on the racetrack well. Kukulon with a run on Barreto, and Owen Miles on Skylar Perry. Kukulon's going to get a run back to the inside of Barreto and try to take second away. This is exactly what Cole Sampson wants to see. Kukulon going to clear for second on Igor Barreto.
And this is definitely going to help Sampson try and pull away here, but not that much time to go. 5 laps remain at Watkins, but once again, at a road course like this, anything can happen.
Cole Sampson a little wide off of turn 2 right there. Kukulon trying to get the run. Off of turn number 4, they're going to get that run down the backstretch, and they close back in on each other. Matt Tuck to the inside of Fisher G. That is for the 6th position. And Barretto trying to get back on Kukulon. Not able to get the run. Kukulon's going to try to get a run up to the back bumper of the 91. And it's still anybody's race for one of these 3 guys. Sampson, Kukulon, and Barretto. I think one of these 3 guys is going to win, but I'm not going to put my money on Sampson quite yet. I think Kukulon's rebounded. I think he's found some speed in that race truck, and he might find a way around this number 91. I believe Rakowski. No, that's Seth Cole. I thought that was Rakowski. Yeah, Rakowski's completely out of the race. Seth Cole battling with Matthew Brown, trying to keep the 9th position. Matthew Brown trying to take a position away from him. A couple guys just outside the top 10. Shane Lake, Josh Rush, great run from Madison Toll, Chase Marks, and Ace Garcia. Back to the race lead. We do not want to take our eyes off of this battle. And it is a 3-way fight for the win here in the Like Effect Ice Cream 175. Cole Sampson holding on to the race lead. Kukulon with a higher line. He might get a run here through turn number 10.
But once again, they're coming up to turn 11. Watch this closely as they come to 4 to go at the line.
Sampson was a little bit more wide than Kukulon. A little wider off the corner for him. Kukulon is right there, getting that draft. Owen Miles looking to get around Skylar Perry. Got around Fisher G earlier on. We'll have to see if he can make the move on the 45. Unable to do so. Fisher G's going to try to get a run on Owen Miles. Not going to happen right there, and the top 9 have significantly pulled away from the rest of the field, and Seth Cole is now outside the top 10. He lost a position there to Shane Lake. He's lost 10 positions since the start of this event in that number 52 machine. A tough day for Seth Cole, but it could be much worse. He could have wrecked out at some point and finished deep in the field. Turner really deep in the field. Tough break for him. A lot of guys back in here. McGazel and Nwangu's gained a few positions, but it's not enough to gain anything on Fisher G as Fisher G continues to run inside the top 10. He's back on Owen Miles, trying to get into the 5th position, trying to get his 5th top 5 of the season. Back to the race lead. Barretto has fallen back just a little bit. Kukulon trying to find a way to the back bumper of Cole Sampson. They're going to be coming to 3 laps to go here at Watkins Glen. I'm going to ask you, Marty, is that final corner going to come into play at the end of this one?
It could possibly. We'll just have to see what happens, though. With these 2 cars battling for the win, I wouldn't even be surprised if we saw some contact in the final corner.
Skylar Perry trying to get a run on Igor Barretto. Sebastian Kukulon, he's going to have something on Cole Sampson here. A really good entry into turn number 11. Sampson's wide. Sampson did not hit the wall, but there goes Kukulon to the inside. They're side by side with 3 laps to go at Watkins Glen. And this is exactly what Igor Barretto wants to see. Sampson's going to get the run on the outside and clear Kukulon before they can even reach the corner. That is a great power move by the 91, and he just might be too strong in that outside lane for anyone to get to him. He does not have any damage. That's a clean race truck, but Kukulon has a bit of damage on the left side that might be hurting him just a little bit.
Yeah, Sampson got onto the brakes later and in turn 1. Not what you really want to do because you have the risk of locking them. However, that worked out perfectly for Sampson.
Igor Barretto has fallen back quite a bit. He's a second behind. Skylar Perry's all over the back bumper of him. Owen Miles trying to get back on Fisher G. It's been a great battle for this position. Fisher G to the inside of Owen Miles. Matt Tuck and Matthew Logan all in here. And any of those guys can get that last spot in the top 5, but right now it's being held by our points leader. Back to the race lead. It is still far from over. Kukulon's been trying and trying to get around Cole Sampson, and he has been behind him this entire run. We'll have to see if he can force him into a big enough mistake to take the lead back away from the 91. Remember, Kukulon led the first couple of laps in this event. Cole Sampson has led since he took the lead away on lap number 3. They're coming to 2 laps to go. Matt Tuck and Matthew Logan battling. No change in position right there. Sampson now going wide, entering turn number 10. Kukulon taking the low line, and Sampson's going to pull away with that move right there. That was a really good entry into the corner. You got to enter wide through the corners to get a good run. Fisher G a little wide. Owen Miles going to try to get a position back, and he's got it. So Miles taking the 5th position back away from the number 43. Here comes Matt Took trying to get a position on our points leader. Not going to be able to do so. Matthew Logan on the outside of him.
Yes, it's going to get pretty close here. I think the 98 will not get the advantage, though, in that turn.
And Sampson, now with a second lead on Sebastian Kukulon, had an excellent lap that last time around, and he's just got to play it safe, and he's got the race victory for Nanico Racing. But Kukulon's not done yet. I mean, we've seen those mistakes happen off of turn number 11 before. You can never count out a huge mistake happening in any racing series. And it looks like Matthew Brown has had an issue. And he was one of those guys running in the top 10. He's going to get a poor finish. He's actually top 10 the last lap around. I'm wondering if he hit the outside wall that time. They might close in on Eli right before the end of this race. I'm not entirely sure if that comes into play. They could give another shot to Kukulon, but right now Cole Sampson driving away, and the number 91 looking for his first career Napa fan win. Do you think he's going to get it, or will Kukulon have one more push to the finish?
I think right now, as long as Sampson just plays it safe in these final 2 laps, he's going to get it.
He's coming to the white flag. He can play it safe here, entering turn number 11, but he's got to be careful. Don't take it too wide off the corner, and he's going to be fine right there. Kukulon a little wide. White flag for Cole Sampson and the Lake Effect Ice Cream 175. And Barretto now to the inside of Kukulon. That's exactly what Cole Sampson wants to see. Those guys battling for second. And Barretto had a good entry into turn 1. He might be able to get the position on Kukulon for the race. For second place, I should say, not for the race lead. Because Kukulon's driving away with it, but he might get held up here by Eli Bright. He's got to be careful getting around this number 5 machine.
Oh, this could be interesting. I think, though, as they enter the carousel, most likely Sampson will be able to get by cleanly.
Of course, Sampson was not able to get off the corner the way he wanted. Might have lost a little bit of ground to Kukulon there. But Eli Bright, thankfully, was passed at a good position right there. And now Kukulon and Igor Barretto are going to be behind him here. Kukulon, oh boy, that's a bold move there, but Bright's going to block it. Kukulon really wants to get around Eli Bright here, but Eli Bright's not going to make it easy on the 24. We'll have to see. You know, Kukulon's closing back in just a little bit, but it might be too little too late for the number 24. Cole Sampson seems to have this one in the bag. Igor Barretto's going to get around Eli Bright pretty quickly to the inside right there. Kukulon's definitely had a better lap, but he's still too far behind to have a shot, I believe. It's all going to come down to that last corner, and we've seen it happen before where guys have led every single lap except the last one here. Cole Sampson all he has to do is make sure he does not overshoot turn number 11, and this win is his. But if he does overshoot it enough, Kukulon's going to take it away from him. Here we go. Through turn 10 for the final time. Cole Sampson going for his first career Napa fan win. As long as he doesn't overshoot the corner. And he's a little wide, but it's not going to be enough to affect him. Cole Sampson in number 91 dominates and wins at the Glen in the Turkey Hill Truck Series.
Great win for him today. Definitely the fastest car and the best car here. Had to face him adversely, though, earlier on in the race. However, though, he was able to persevere and get the W.
He had to hold off Sebastian Kukulon, was able to do so. A lot calmer of a race than what we saw yesterday, which is probably a good thing. Didn't tear up too many race trucks here today. But you see those guys who were knocked out right there. Eli Bright went a lap down, Matthew Brown went a lap down. Josh Williamson, Trey Smith, and Joe Rakowski all failed to finish. But other than that, a really clean race for Watkins Glen standards. But a great win out of Cole Sampson. And you see the finishing results right there. Cole Sampson The race winner here today at Watkins Glen, Sebastian Kukulon in second. Great run for Igor Barreto. I thought he might have a shot at winning earlier on in the race. Skylar Perry finishing fourth. And Owen Miles getting the top 5 run right there. Fisher G with his 6th top 10 of the season. He will extend his points lead heading into Texas. Matt Tuck, Matthew Logan, Joshua Rush, I believe, got up there inside the top 10. And Chase Marks with a great run as well. As you take a look at the rest of the finishing results right there. What do you say about this race, Marty? Definitely not what we expected, but still nice to see it not be too wild like yesterday's race was.
You know, coming into today's race, you had me, after I was eating a lot of chocolate cake, you told me that sugar rush may be necessary for today after what happened yesterday, but I would approve of this race. It was a good race, you know. Congrats to Samson for the big win, his first career NAP fan win, and we'll just see what happens next race.
Of course, you see the point standings right there. We can't discuss them because we don't have the availability of them right now, but we do know that Fisher G is the points leader right there, and you see how close it is for everyone. Of course, it's a little bit farther away for Fisher G. A bit more of a race, or points lead, I should say, exiting Watkins Glen, and he exited at Charlotte, but still a great run for him here today. And we'll have to see how it all goes down as the season rolls along to Texas next weekend. Carhartt 400K, that's going to be a wild one right there. And for the first time, we're actually going to do it under the daytime and on the newly reconfigured, not really newly reconfigured, it's been reconfigured for almost 3 years now, but for the only second time ever on AppFan, we're going to be heading to the new Watkins Glen International, the new Texas Motor Speedway. No, we're staying here at this Watkins Glen International, I'll tell you that much, but the new Texas Motor Speedway is where we're going to next week for the Carhartt 400K. We begin November, and that is definitely a very critical month for who wins the championship. And then after Texas, it's Texas World, and my goodness, that's my favorite race to do all year. Maybe in the whole Napa fan range of races. I love Texas World. I'm sure you're looking forward to Texas World too, aren't you, Marty?
Texas World, oh man, takes me back to those good old days when we actually had, well, it was still one of two 2-mile D-shaped ovals at the time that NASCAR Winston Cup had originally ran on it. But now Texas World, I'm looking forward to it.
And that's going to be 2 weeks from now with the BC Rich Guitars 250. Of course, next week it's the Carhartt 400K from Texas, Texas Motor Speedway. And 2 really good races coming up from the state of Texas next couple of weeks here on AppFan. Thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry it wasn't too exciting of a race, but hey, we still had fun here at the Watkins Glen International, and they can't all be winners, can they? But Colt Sampson was a winner here today. First career Napa fan win. Great to see Nanico Racing, Casey and Nanico get it done. Let's see what they do next week at Texas when it's going to be wild pack racing around that fast mile-and-a-half racetrack. Thank you guys so much for watching. On behalf of Marty Zakela, we'll see you guys next week for the Carhartt 400K. We'll see you guys Wednesday on the NOFSRL channel. As I'm going to be joined alongside Joe Rakowski and Chris Dollarton for the 5th annual Holiday Special event, either the 5th or 6th annual. We did it last year, had an absolute blast doing it. It's going to be on the NOFSRL channel this year. It's not going to be on AppFan, but I'll make sure you guys are aware of where it is when it does happen live. That is this coming Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern on the NOFSRL channel. I'll have the call for that one alongside Joe and Chris for that race, and I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys tune in. A great online race to watch for everyone the day before Halloween. And then actually we got Krispy Kreme Series Halloween night from the Lucas Oil Racewing, the Altoids 200. That'll be a fun one as well. So that's what's coming up here on Napa Fan. Hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys enjoyed this race. Have a great Saturday. We'll see you guys later for the Carhartt 400K from the Texas Motor Speedway. I will see you guys later.
Get knocked down over 7,000 times. Choice still, I won't get up and vibe.